Hi everyone. So now this is the top separate workshop and we're going to start now. Okay, so first I'm going to just take the texture from this. So I'm going to go over this coat again after the issues with the last workshop. So I'm just going to use this one for the textures. So I'm just going to use that. So we're just going to export that and leave it alone. And we're going to start in body shop. We're going to find a top mesh. Just use it. I always use a Maxis. I always use the vest one. So we'll just select that. Right, and this will be chorus, trench coat, top only. Oh, I'm going to get it all in. So just something like trench, top only. So we're going to export that. Workshop. Let's do that. And import that into the game. So now if we open Milkshape, right, import. There we go. Import that. You see the Milkshape, and then you'll see the different groups. So what we're going to do is we're going to hide. Right, we're going to see what part is which. So that is that. We need to leave that. That will become top. You rename that top, and in the comments the same thing. We don't add any morphs as yet. And this way it's the body alpha is the coat. So what I do, I use Control and A to select the whole mesh, then Control and H to hide it.
That alpha, that's just the inner layer of the coat there, so it doesn't appear transparent, so like you can't see daylight through the mesh.
Yes, or what the original creator could have done is clone the hula skirt. Right, so then we're going to delete the legs. So you just highlight with your mouse till it's all showing red and hit the delete button. Then you just see that, what's left. So that's all that we need. So if we're going to hide the top now, and I am going to group this together, because that is not the inside, that is just the bottom. Oh, so we're going to highlight, Control and A, then we're going to regroup these. So if you hit the regroup button, oh, something's not right. Undo. Right. Let's just right there. So now we change that to say coat. And change the right, delete the bottom part there, so you only have one set of comments. and change that comments to say coat. There we go. And what I usually do, so you can wear all types of pants, so your male sim can wear all types of pants with it. It's just right. If you go to scale, put 101 in X and 101 in Z. Keep it in the center of mass and just scale it a little bit.
You're just flaring out the bottom so that it doesn't clip
Yeah,
through different types of pants.
yeah. Right, and then export that. Right. All it that one, but I want to have a look at the one I did previously. I want to just check that is an alpha mesh. Ah, it is an alpha mesh. Right. I'm glad I haven't shut down Body Shop in that case. So we'll just start again with the cloning. We'll do what I did last time. I thought I could get away with that, but I don't think I can. Ah, that's the outfit I want. This one. Yeah, so I do the Eden Alpha Mesh after all. Workshop. So if I do that, I don't know, this is the one to clone and use. Right, right, that'll show up in females for the moment. I just want to check the names. So if we go to yeah. So luckily
Okay, so then you just name the groups, the alpha group on this mesh top alpha.
yeah, I've just got to put that right. Didn't save anywhere, are they? So I just need to change. So what I'll do, keep that. Just delete, put the original back in. Um, okay. Delete that where it says body and just change. All I've got just okay. Okay, so that should. Let's highlight that again. Okay, so now I'm happier with that. No more. Okay, so now I'm out of that. And I'm going to start SimPE because there's a very... I need to come out with Body Shop. There's a very important stage here. I delete that one because that's the wrong one. Okay, so... because Body Shop hasn't closed down yet. There we go. So you can see that one already has top alpha. And it has the top alpha group there, but in property set, I need to switch the gender from 1 to 2. Save. Right, before I do anything there with the mesh, I'll make the mesh. I just want to go back into Body Shop and I can import the mesh and get off the screen. There we go. So what I do is group base.
Oh, you're setting it up so you can morph it.
Yeah. Group base. So if I delete the first two, right. Although I don't think I need to morph that. Oh, I don't know. Because
The
sometimes the top,
skin? Probably not.
not.
If it's just
Let's see
that,
if
if it's just the first loop of the neck and the hands, then yeah, that doesn't need to be morphed.
morph. Right. Right. So we'll do that. We'll call it. Oh, no. Not that. Right. So we go. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong thing. I don't know why TSR working is all the way down here. Here we go. So we'll do this here. So we'll call it co top alpha. Then undo, which is Control and Z. Delete the one you've just done. And do the same again. If file export, TSR object, and just 2. So that's for morphing. So now we say Body Shop is finally loaded. So you go to Start New Project, Create Clothing, switch to Male, go to Top, and you'll see him wearing a top. Yeah, the neck looks funny, but once you've got the male mesh in there, that won't happen.
Right, it's showing the female neckline because it's still assigned to a
Exactly.
female mesh.
Yes, exactly. So once the male mesh is assigned, then that will go away. So that's just needed to check to make sure that is in the right place. So we come out of that now. So, and the mesh is ready for morphing. So we'll go to, but first, what we'll do before we do any of that, if we go to SimPE, right, so File New, go to Tools, PGSE, Body Shape 2, and Extracting Stage. So you browse to the folder where you saved Sims folder where that file is. And then if you fix integrity, you can give it a new name. workshop. I always copy that, Control C, then update. Then that way I always do that, give it my mesh the same name. Right. So now you click on the GMDC. Control C there. Right, click on your GMDC, right click and replace. Go to the mesh that you've just made, which is, I made the workshop folder, man. There we go. That one. Change code alpha no morphs. Hit it. Say yeah. And paste in there. So fix TGI and commit. And then save it. File save. Right,
Why
you
do
can
you change the
save.
name of the GMDC again after you replace it?
Because I followed a tutorial years and years and years ago where it said that you had to give the GMDC the same name as, even though you don't, and a lot of creators don't. I just kind of just stuck with it, I guess.
Oh, so it's just like a force of habit. Yeah, because I've
Yeah.
never done it that way, and I was just curious.
The very early tutorials, I think on Mod the Sims had that.
Oh, okay. So it's just kind of an inertia thing. It's like
Yeah.
you've always done it that way, so you just do it that way out of
That
instinct.
way, yeah. So save. So, and then go open. Right, we go back to the texture file. And we don't need to add any groups because they're already here. So let me just check. Top alpha. Top alpha does a bump map as well. So we click on the 3D ID referencing file. Just wait for that to load. That's another thing that takes a while as well. There we go. So tools, PGSC, body mesh tool, linking stage. And then you can see there you'd be asked to close. If you so have the changes to save, please click cancel. Browse to your mesh file, basically. So there's the mesh file. Select it, click OK, and you can see it's changed. So what I do, save. I always hit one of the other things on there, come back and save again. It's just something else I've always done. Right. So now we load body shopping. I just need to clear these. So if we go to the desktop quickly, there. Let's see how long it takes to load this time. Oh. So we go to start new project, create clothing, select male, everyday top, and you'll see.
Yeah, but it's alpha,
You'll see
so it looks it's
yeah,
alpha enabled, so it looks kind of goofy with that mesh.
it
But once you paste the texture on,
it looks.
that will fix it.
Yep. So now I'll make a new project. So we export that to the projects folder. Sims. No, no. Yes. There. I'd already extracted it here. So what I would do there now is I
Just
could
copy
either
and
change those to say top alpha, but I need the body as well. I could either do it two ways. Let's try it this way. Ah, rename. Okay. Hit those, select those, Control C, copy, and the one I've just done, paste them. I could make bump maps if I wanted to. I might yet, but first, let's just do a little bit of editing. So I've opened up Photoshop. That's black there, but I'm going to change that so the black is at the back. Right. Marquee tool, just highlight, Control X, cut, save. Same here. And what I'm going to do as well, I might just cover this for anyone who doesn't know how to do it. Right, so if you reopen the top file, select that and copy it. Right, and the one that says normal map texture name. Oh, well. We paste that in there, flatten the image, and then we desaturate it. Yeah. So it's black and white. So if you just want to give it a brightness and contrast, just so it's a little bit lighter, and save. And we'll do the same with the code. So we select and copy. We'll do it here. Copy. And the bump map file. Oh, hang on. So that one should be there. So we'll put that one in the top. Right, so the top alpha goes to the top alpha there. So you would flatten your image and desaturate again. And I don't think I need to lighten this one too much, but I might take a little bit of shine out of it. So if you go to adjustments, brightness and contrast, so if it's take it down a little bit,
And
and
you just drop those midtones way down.
yeah, and a little bit of contrast, which will put a bit of show up the detail a little bit more. So we'll save that. Maybe a little bit here as well, just so it's not so shiny. A little bit, and the contrast, and we'll save that as well. So if I go to the texture name, right, I'm going to desaturate the texture, so that it's a black and white tie, shirt and tie. And with that one as well. So you can do file save or Control S. So we close all them. Right, if we refresh this now, that weird dress should disappear and you should have a coat on. And you can see
He looks like one of
right,
those seedy private investigators.
yeah, it does. But these are the widest pants in the Sims 2 game. So it's good that this bottom is not sticking out.
Yeah, it doesn't
So
clip through the
again,
pants.
so I could, yeah, I'll not import that yet. Although I'm gonna come out and I'm going to go back to Mesh Toolkit. Auto Tools for WSO and select auto create morphs. The mesh to morph. And put it in here. Right. So we do the one, and I have a mass load of reference meshes here, and that one. I always use the Maxis Nude Mesh, and then we save it with a new name. So if we go back to keep everything in the one folder, so I always just use the same name but put morphs on the end. And the same for the other one. Hit the morph button at the bottom. And morphs on the end of that one. Right, I always do a base first. So if I go to my bases, which are not here, they're there. Right, so that one, AM body naked. Yes to the blend groups. Yes to having them to corrected. So, oh, can do that. Or I think it would be easier if I do the top one. There, top naked max as a male. Yeah, that's a better one to use. There we go. So if we hide those and then we import the mesh. I'm going too fast, so let me do that again. Right, because you're already importing a mesh, yes, you want to continue, but no to bone definitions. So we go to the folder.
So you're importing
Yeah,
the 5GD that you already made over the top of
yeah,
the Maxis Nude top?
yeah. So trench coat, top only, and that's at the bottom, alpha no morphs. That way you've got the top already. It's to hide it all. Control H, and then we do now the morphs. You can see the morphs has worked. And where it says group base, fact and special, right, see where you click where it says top alpha. So you highlight top alpha and copy top alpha and paste in group base and rename. Right. Oh, hang on. Yeah, that's the top one, isn't it? So we delete that now. Okay, right. So now we click on the first morph, highlight and copy that and paste where it says group fat. Highlight that, paste and rename. And then you've got to change that second 0 to 1. And the same with number 2. Right. So these 3. Right. Yeah, that's the court one. So go back to top in the comment, highlight those and copy by Control C. So you go to top alpha, click comment, paste, change that to top alpha and 1. Change the opacity to 5 because that's what the other one was. And go to that one. The first mod, that's the fat morph. So you copy the comments there into the one you've just made there, and the same for the preg morph. Right. Right, so that one is the one. Yeah, I want to look at the comments. That is 3 for the opacity. So we don't need the base now, so we can delete that. Hit delete so they've gone, and then you've got your new mesh. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this down. So if we highlight it all again to hide it, and then we import the TSR object of the second, and you can see that's morphed as well. In the share a texture, so if you just copy the top alpha heart to group base, you can delete that now, the original, copy the morphs. So that will be the fat morph, rename it, but this time it will be number 2. And the same for the second one. Rename the second one, the 2. And then you copy the comments again, the fat top. And the same again for the preg top. Okay, so, and this one needs, so I just copy this one, it would be easier. So we change that opacity to 3 and the morphs number 2. So you see now you have your top mesh. Both alpha meshes are all morphed. So if you highlight everything, press Control Shift together and H, and then you see the whole mesh. Look underneath, look all around. And now we export this to Sims 2 Unimesh Exporter. So we now, where I've got no morphs, I change that to say morph. And now we open SimPE. Yep, it's coming. Open your mesh. Select the GMDC. I still always copy in replace, and you select machine. Sims 2. Right. Where's that mesh? Where's that folder gone? There we go. And you see the one we've just made with the morph. So you select that. You can see that it's changed. Select yes. And I always paste my name back. Fix TGI commit. Okay, and save. So, and one way to check morphs, if you select model and you see at the bottom there, in the bottom left-hand corner, you see top morphs fat top and top morphs preg top.
That's a good
And,
tip.
and then you can have a look at it there, just to make sure. Right, it'll come out. Let me just go out and come back in. I just want to check something. I saw something in that preview. Oh, we've got the dreaded black spot of doom.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a black spot on it. Is that on the mesh though, or on the morph?
Ah, can't try it and find out. It's not the underneath one. It's not the Pregmore. Oh, it's ended up on the mesh.
Can you just use cat's normal smoother on those? What are they, 4 or 5 vertices?
Ah, I can. That's never happened before, and it didn't happen on the.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
odd that you would get a bad spot after you morph it, because when you exported it, it was fine.
oh, hmm. I wonder if there's another way out. Hang on a minute. Wait. Now. Okay. Trying to think. Um, I think that's okay if I just. Yeah, that's all right. It'll create a bit of shadow at the side of the button, so
Yeah,
we'll
it's not
we'll
horrible.
we'll roll with it.
Yeah, that'll work. It's better than it was.
Alright, so we export it again. And I always just put a 1 by the side. And we shall open SimPE again. Happened with the long coats I made as well. That kept happening. I had to keep going back the previous mesh and do it again.
You had the black spots after you morphed it?
Yeah, or after I edited it.
Hmm. I had
Right.
I've only seen that issue recently with the 4 to 2 conversion that I'm working on.
Yeah, it's more common with the 4 to 2 conversions.
Yeah, because it had those really sharp creases in the meshes.
Which is right, so we just select the new one again. Fix. Right. Yeah, you can see it's just about gone now.
Yeah, that looks really good actually.
Okay, so we just look everything over and clear out the cache again before I load body shop. Ah, there we go. So we go to load save project, code workshop. You can actually see that the black marks are not even there.
Yeah, they seem to look really bad on milkshake, but when you get them into body shop, well, it depends on the texture. They're not that visible. Like the uniforms I was working on, I had some really
Yeah,
bad creases, like around uh the bib on the shirt, and then the cuffs on the wrists. And on darker colored uniforms, it wasn't showing up. I had to recolor it a lighter color to actually see the black spots.
yeah, it's always in the creases and all that where they show up the worst.
Yeah, but that is
Oh,
barely noticeable.
possible. Right, so we've got the texture there. So we import that again. And we'll just pick a sim now, the top. He's already got bottoms anyway selected, but we'll pick some different ones.
Yeah, that's looking good.
Right, we'll go for a Max's Gene. We test the morphs. There we go. And see the fat morph works. Oh, and some of the more Maxes, I think maybe the fat morph might need to come out a bit more.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah,
you can see the back of the not in the front, but in the back
and
there, it
back.
kind of bleeds through a bit.
Yes, so if I adjust that, it depends on which pants you use as well. Oh, it's coming through all of them. I usually test on every pant in bare legs. Yeah, that is at the back.
Yeah, it
So
even on that it bleeds through a bit.
but on the normal, if we go back to the normal, yeah, it does. So it needs to come out a little bit more at the back. Let's just see if the original did that. No, it didn't. It didn't. So on the one I made at the workshop that with the tech issues, that was fine. So it's just this one.
Now,
But to fix it,
what's different? Did you not flare the bottom as much in milk shape?
I actually thought I flared it more this time, to be fair. So
But
let
it's
me
not
come out.
it's not the hem of the jacket though, it's around the waist. Like
Waist,
the
yeah.
waist is where it needs to get to be wider.
The waist and the bottom.
Yeah.
Uh, no, that's the new body shirt. No. Let's just go for a Max's pant. And yet, those are perfect. They're
Yeah, it looks really good on some of them,
all of them. Yeah.
but on the fat
So,
morph it's bleeding through.
yeah. So what we do to fix that, come out of Body Shop again. No, I can't because I'm not out of body. Takes as long to come out as it does to go in sometimes. Leave the cashier. Right, I'm going to open the mesh from here. Right, in SimPE. So, let me come out of that. Wrong. I'm not going to redo the morphs or anything like that. I'm going to just hide everything. I'm just going to take, first of all, the top alpha of each part. Check that one's selected. Yeah. I'm going to take a piece. I'm going to select um, so I can see. So I'm just going to pull it out slightly. Just a smidgen. That's all right. I'm just gonna just straighten that up a bit. Right. Wait. And I imagine the pregmorph will probably be the same. So I'm just going to start with the fat morph. And
Yeah, that's got a little divot in the backside. That needs to be pulled out.
let's select and move. Yeah, if you just hit and select and move. Oh, not like that. Looks a bit odd. Right. Right. So I'm just going to pull this part back in so it doesn't look. Yeah, I'll go with that. Hide that as well, and we'll take the pregmorph. There might be nothing wrong with it, but you don't know. So we just do the same again. Pull that out. Just move it out
Why does it have
slightly.
that one triangle that sticks way out in the front? That does not look right.
No, it doesn't, does it? Right, let's move. Ah, because that's a belt area, I think. So I think it's indented.
Oh, okay. So when you morphed it, it
Uh,
just over exaggerated it.
yeah, just gonna.
Yeah, that looks better.
And I've pulled the back out, but I just need to pull the top bottom area out just to make sure that. There we go.
Yeah, make him nice and thick.
Right, so that will do. Oh, just smoothen them off a little bit. Okay, so we export that. And I'll call it number 2. So hopefully we close milk shape. And go to the mesh and we copy that again. Replace. Select the last one you did and paste that in there and commit and then save it. And then we do the dreaded body shop again. Right, select. Right, we'll pick one of those pairs of pants again, those Maxis ones. Oh, I've got mine here. That looks fine. We'll pick a different sim this time. We'll pick one of the nameless ones.
Yeah. Yeah, my bin is filled mostly with characters from my stories, and then every now and then I'll just have a pre-made.
Yes,
That looks good.
that looks better. With the fat morph. There's with Frau Hufner's Deidre conversion. Um,
Those maxes, the slacks in the very back, those are supposed to be the widest
yeah,
ones, right?
right. Yeah, I've got the widest jeans there. They seem to be fine. There's the widest
Yeah.
ones.
And it's not bleeding
Yeah.
through on the fat morph.
No, nor the other one either.
Yeah, that looks really good.
Yep, so that's a top only mesh from a full body mesh. And they're more versatile because you can add different pants and you can even add shorts. It looks odd, but you know,
that looks
could
like
even
that
add
looks like
some
someone you'd see
dungarees.
standing outside a 7-Eleven. I mean, that's
He could have forgot to put his pants on. So there is plenty of
or he could have
versatility.
or he could have intentionally not put his pants on.
Oh yeah, flashy. Yeah, yeah.